Hi guys, Nux here with another video for you. So, if you recall, in the last video I said we're going to show you how to use the furnace. But then, like an idiot, I was thinking about it afterwards and I thought, actually, you know what? I can't actually show you how to use the furnace just yet because we need something to actually put in the furnace. And that is ore, iron ore particularly, and copper. We will need both. Copper's not so much of an emergency at the moment. We will need it when we get into cooking, but we're not in that point, up to that point yet. What we do need to do now, though, is get iron ore. So I'm going to head up to the mountain, and we'll see if we can find some. Now, to start a mine, you'll want to find somewhere where it's rocky around where you are, and right-click on the ground. Click on go over dig a tunnel. All right, dig a tunnel, and right-click on forward. Okay. Don't dig downward, don't dig upward at the start, okay? We want at least 2 forward tunnels, and then we can go down or up if we need to. So right-click on forward, so next time we just press E, and we'll start digging. E again. And you'll basically keep pressing E until your inventory gets full. So I don't really need, we'll keep some stone from when we go back to base, but at the moment, I'm just going to drag it and drop it away from our mine where we were mining. Okay guys, so I'm almost at 60 in digging, and this is what happens when you dig forward. It creates this mine just here, okay? It's like a tunnel, at the start of a tunnel. The red squares around the outside mean you can't terraform, build, or put anything on those red squares, okay? You can only mine around the walls, okay? So that's a wall here, that's a wall there, that's a wall there, and that's obviously the floor of the mine, okay? So we want to continue to dig forwards. At the moment, I see how much stone I've got 270, so I can get one more swing. So I'll just dump this anyway. So now this mine, with my server settings at least, shouldn't disappear. It should stay there. I'll go ahead and keep mining when I get to 60, which is only 4.04 points away. I should be able to then go ahead and we'll start looking for copper deposits to level up our mining skill to 60, so then we can look for iron deposits. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Right, so I've gotten to 60. I don't really need to go to 90, I don't think, because the chances of us having to have a mine, you know, not collapse on us and things like that, with the current server settings, not going to happen. At least not as far as I know. So I'm going to go ahead and lock my digging skill, like everything else, at 60. So now I can now mine iron ore, and I can also look for copper deposits. So if we go right-click on the stone tile in front of us, click on look for copper deposits, this radius checker will come up. So this is the amount of squares around where we're currently standing that we can look for copper ore. This number will be able to go higher than 4 the higher we get in mining. So go ahead and do this a few times. And it tells you down the bottom, you have not discovered any signs of ore nearby. So the 4 tiles, and that's in every direction, below, above, left, right, all the axes you can think of. It searches like a bubble, if you will, around the area that you're standing in the nominated search space. So we went up to basically 5 points from doing that one thing with my current server settings. And we can now search for 12 squares. So we'll do that. And we still haven't found anything, so we'll do it again. So we've gone from 12 down to 14. I'll go ahead and keep doing this until I get to 30. Alright, there we go. So we've got mining at 30 now. That means we can now look for iron ore. Okay, so now instead of looking for copper ore, I'll do that. Okay, so in looking for the iron ore, even within a 26 square radius, a 26 cube radius, which is quite a big distance, it's still saying that there's no ore nearby. So I'm just going to drop off this stone that I'm carrying and perhaps head perhaps said a little bit further east along the face of this, because I'm pretty sure around the east, or the actual east side, or the southeast side, there is actually iron ore. Okay, so I might have to go a couple hundred meters further around the side and see if we can find some. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in a second. So it's actually been a couple of days since I've uploaded a new video, and it's actually taken me, I think, 3 days, at about maybe an hour and a half on average a day, to try and find some iron. I have been busy doing other things, working and that sort of stuff, but I finally think I may have found some. Okay, so now that I've actually located surface iron, at least, and that's iron sitting on the surface exposed to the outside elements, I can show you guys the way I found it. Okay, so what I did, and this is how you do find most ores, this is the same technique. Okay, so I've got a little post here, because this is where I started to filter down and find it. So I went up to this square here, where I've got this post. I only put this post here so I could remember where I, started the process of finding it. Excuse me. So I went to look for iron ore, and I had it set at 10. Okay, I originally started about 8 or 9 tiles over there. Okay, and I had it set at 15. So then I moved 1 square left, still nothing. Okay, eventually I made my way over here. Okay, and at 10 I was getting a positive hit like this, saying that there was ore nearby. Okay, you've discovered signs of ore. Okay, so once I got the 10, I went look for iron again, moved it down to 8, looking in the same spot, got another hit. Okay, so we got it with an 8, and I took it down to 6, got a positive result. Okay, so it means within 6 tiles, which is basically within my screen's width, I actually got a positive result. So I changed it again. I went down to 4. Positive hit, which is good, because I was getting this in a different mine on the southeastern side of the mountain that I'm standing on now, the Big Nipple. Okay, so I was still getting 4, but I dug in and dug around and spent, like I said, hours trying to find iron, and could not find any iron within the mountain. Okay, so then I decided I'd narrow it even further. 2, so 2 squares, and I got nothing. I'm going, okay, so somewhere within 4. So I moved over this way, and eventually did the same thing, and eventually I found over here this little mark on the rock right there. Now you do see these all the time. You do see these marks. It doesn't always indicate that there's iron. But if I stood here, press F3 so I can see what I'm doing. I'll stand here because I'll stop falling. Okay. And then I'll look for iron deposits within 2, like I just did back there. I got a positive result saying there's iron nearby. That means that either this tile, or these 4 tiles around where I'm standing, around here, so these 9 tiles, one of these contains iron ore. So I thought, okay, so within this area, within 2 tiles, there's iron ore. Okay, it doesn't mean that there's a solid wall of iron, like an actual iron vein. It might just be a single surface. Okay, so then I went to dig tunnel forward, right click, so it's my default, and press E, and just wait for the bar to fill up, and see what we get in inventory. So from that one, I got 50 rock. Okay, I do believe, because I've got iron ore in my inventory, so it's one of these tiles. It might have been the one above it, actually. I can't remember which exactly. It might be this one. One of these tiles gave me iron ore, this 4 iron ore here. There it is. Okay, so it's quite thick. It's quite heavy. And again, because the game separates things by quality, it's going to make new stacks for each level of quality. And it looks like it's actually quite good iron ore too. 86, 64, and 90. So that's really good quality iron ore. So that is basically how you find iron ore. And again, like I said, this has probably taken me in total about 4.5 hours of gameplay to find it. And again, I'm hoping this is an actual vein. And judging by the quality of rocks that I'm getting out of this and the iron that I'm getting out of it, I've got a feeling that it's actually an actual vein, which is good. Now, remember, when you're starting a mine, you always want to dig forwards. You don't want to dig up, you don't want to dig down. Okay, it's tempting to do that. Oh, I'm overburdened, I can't carry anymore. Now, you always want to dig forwards, because if you dig up or down at the start of the mine, you can actually get glitched and stuck on it. Always dig forwards on a mine, and then dig up or down after you've gone a few, blocks or squares into the mine itself, into the actual mine shaft itself. So it's actually this one here. So if I'm just going to... And once you've found your iron ore, you're going to end up with a crap load, an absolute buttload of stone that you're not going to really need straight away. You do want to keep some before you go back to base, because you will need it for the crucible, which we're going to need to use the furnace. It's all blocked for terraforming because it's all rock. So I'll go ahead and mine out this iron as much as I can carry, and I'll see you guys shortly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you shortly.